Hey there, and welcome to Painting the Lizard for the Nomads. And we're going to be introducing the next tonal range in this video, so it's going to take a while for me to get the work done, so it's probably going to be a pretty quick video but covering a lot of time in terms of painting. First up then, I am going to put in the lighter green on the greens, and I will get back to you in a moment. Here you go then, this is the first tier of brightening up the green, and it may look like I've completely coated, but I'm using the dark green as a shadow, so you don't have a black shadow, you have a dark green shadow, even though it may still look pretty black because of the contrast levels. However, I have also put this on pretty sloppily, so you might be able to see an odd gap and recess that there's still just neat dark green, and this is because I'm using this as the sort of the darkest tone, and I will blend this back in later. This is a mixture of model colour lime green and game colour jade green that I've used for this tonal layer, and then next up I'll be putting a first layer of lime green and bringing the tone of this colour up. Ultimately what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up using the lime green and start sort of introducing tonal variation, and I'll probably knock it back with an ink and then bring it back up again with a lime green before heading towards final highlights. And I'm actually going to do that before I start working on the purple, so next up I'm just going to bosh on the lime green and also ink it. So I'll be back in a moment when all of that's done. Here we have it then, applied lime green over the top of the jade green lime green mix, and then used a green black ink wash to knock it back. I think this gives me all the tonal range that I want, so the ink helps to blend everything through, so the lime green through the jade green through to the original dark green, and I've allowed the green ink to run into all of the gaps, crevices or areas or what have you, just in order to allow it to blend everything together. And that's what you get from this, the blend. You can sort of see all the different colour ranges which created. Also with the lime green, applied it most heavily to the uppermost surfaces point, so if he's facing you this way you'll sort of get all of the upper points from that kind of angle. Tops of hands, tops of or front panels on here, so that underneath it's sort of it's got a fair amount, but it's less. I reapplied onto sort of these panels on the front, top edges, leading blobs, just to try and bring it up to that highlight. So that's that colour done. So next up I'm going to get onto the purple, and I'm going to deal with all of the lilac. And I'll probably put lilac on, I'll put a slight white highlight on that, and I'll knock it back with a purple ink. So I'll get back to you when that's all done. Catch you in a moment. You have it then. I've done a layer of straight lilac, and then lilac mixed with white, and then a final almost white mix. The important thing here is I don't know the exact ratios, but I have made sure that when I was mixing paint I always mixed enough to do the job. And the only thing I can really say when mixing colours is make sure you mix enough to do the job you're trying to do. And that means the purple is now ready for its final highlighting process. And next up I'm just going to move into kind of final details for this phase. So I'm just going to put in the whites and the reds and go over the greys with a light grey, so it's prepped and ready for final highlighting. And then we will be done with this phase of the painting job. So I'll get that done and I'll be back in a mo with all of the final bits and pieces for this one done. Here we have it then, all of the kind of intermediary toning stage is done. Added red to all of those sort of dark reddy browns, which again it'll get another tier of reddening and highlighting in the final highlighting phase. White's been added to the face panel, the other panels that needed white adding to them. And I've also added a slight yellow ink, very thin, to the bottles on it, the injection cylinders on his back. I might even eventually do some text on there, some kind of freehand text. So everything's now ready and prepared. Now I did say that I might do something to the greys now, but I decided that what I'll do in the final highlighting process is I'll highlight all the greys up with white and then add a final black ink over the top, probably a thinnish black ink as well, just so you get enhancement of the dark tones and a decent raised highlight. It might be that it will need a final white highlight after that as well. So as ever, cool mini or not, you decide. I hope this has been some interest and use to you, and hopefully you'll be interested enough to catch up with the next bit of painting to see them all done. Thank you for watching, have a good one and take care. Bye bye.